Right, so we are out here on the rooftop in Watch, and it's kind of sunny, it's kind of cloudy. You don't know if it's going to rain or if it is not going to rain. Anya?
Yes.
One of my best friends here.
Hello.
One of the best makeup artists in all of Poland, in the world, the universe, Milky Way. Is it going to rain?
Slightly.
Slightly, yeah. We're out here doing a fashion shoot, and we've done about 1 million together.
Yeah.
And we're using the Viltrox 35mm f1.2, aren't we?
Yes, that's true.
She has no idea. Anyway, yeah, it's really nice out here. You guys can have a look. See, it does look like it's gonna rain, but it looks like it's sunny. So you have no idea, really. And we're on the rooftop of this brand new place called Biała Kamienica, I think. And it's surrounded by Watch, as you can see. Pretty, not so pretty. You don't know. But yeah, this lens, absolute monster. I'm excited for you guys to see the results of our fashion shoot. Hopefully you're gonna like it. Today we're talking about one of the best lenses I've ever tried in my life. It's from a company called Viltrox. You may or may not have heard of them, but they are absolutely spectacular lenses. I'm going to be showing you everyday kind of photos that I've been taking and photos from a fashion shoot that I've been waiting to be able to show you. Now that they're released, I can do that today. Now, I have about 150 lenses on the shelf over there. I'm mad about lenses, and my favorite focal length is 35mm. That's this right here, but most of them are like f1.8, f2.8. This is an f1.2 35mm lens. And it's actually called the Viltrox Lab 35mm f1.2 full frame lens, and this one is for Sony. Now, before I show you the photos, we're going to get into the nitty gritty, of the details of the photos so you can actually see what it does. Let's talk about the boring stuff with this lens. You get a sun hood or a lens hood, you get the front and rear cap, and you get a bag. I threw out the box, so I can't show you that. Now, it takes 77mm filters, which is nice. It has weather sealing, so it's got a nice thick rubber gasket there. You do have USB-C for upgrades, but it does connect to the app where you can basically change a whole load of stuff. It's got Bluetooth built in, so it connects to the app. You can change its name, you can change, this is a little LCD screen right here. You can change the startup screen. I'm using a little picture of a van that I drew of my kids and turned it into AI, so that's pretty cool. And you can change how long it stays on, you can change what the actual buttons do, because there is an FN1 and FN2, so that's pretty cool. You can change all that stuff in the app. We do have an AF/MF switch for those of you who like quickly switching between those two, basically, for video shooters. And on the other side, for video shooters, once again, we have click on, click off for the aperture, which is really nice they've included that. This lens has so many features packed in, it's pretty crazy. You're asking, why do you need a little screen? The screen's pretty cool. It shows you how far away your subject is, it shows you what f-stop you're on, and using the FN buttons and turning it to manual, you can actually rack focus. So if you want to go from the microphone to my nose, you just press it, set it, press it, set it, and then just go beep, and it's going like as if you had your personal focus puller. That is pretty cool, and it works really nicely and smoothly. I wish that we could control the speed that it goes on, because it's fairly fast. It is smooth, but I wish we had an option in the app where we can change the speed of that actual rack. Anyway, the lens weighs 910 grams. It's not a light lens. It's not for you, guys, my back hurts. No, this is like a serious lens for serious photography. And 35mm is great for portraits, fashion, landscapes, city photos. It can do a lot. It's a very, very versatile focal length that's very similar to our eyesight. So it's a nice one to use. If you're at 34 centimeters, a portrait isn't going to be super distorted like on a 24 or a 16. But it's not going to be super clean like a 50 or an 85, for example. I did review their 135 f1.8, which is a monster of a lens. It's even heavier. You can check the review, and it's also a very, very nice lens because I have every single lens that Viltrox makes. And I gotta tell you, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a better lens. And I've actually reviewed a lot and compared them to Sony lenses. They have a lot less focus breathing in video. The focus speed in autofocus is pretty much identical, in some cases faster. And sharpness, they're on par with Sony. So they are really fantastic lenses. If you haven't heard of Viltrox, check them out. Have a look at some of my reviews and you'll see that you're going to be saving a lot of money buying a Viltrox lens. Now this guy goes from f16 to f1.2. It has 15 elements in 10 groups, 11 aperture blades, minimum focus 34 centimeters, and it has a dual floating internal system for focusing called a VCM motor, which is about 150% faster than your average STM motor, and it is super quiet. So if you're filming video, you're not going to hear anything. It is perfect video, and it is extremely fast when it comes to autofocus. Now using it on my kids or in the fashion shoot, I can say that the face and eye autofocus on this works flawlessly. It's fantastic. And Viltrox does continue to update it. So you just open the app, update it, and you have everything that might have been wrong with it or that could be fixed or made even better, fixed via the app. So that's fantastic that you can connect to via Bluetooth and that all gets done. Anyway, that's enough of the crap that you could probably read on the website, but I thought I'd give it to you because some of you guys are a little bit lazy, I know that. Let's have a look at the photos that I take from day-to-day life. So as you can imagine, this is not the most practical, everyday kind of lens. I would normally go for something a lot smaller that I can keep in my pocket, but it still is really fun to use because it gives that kind of 80s, 90s feel. When my dad used to take photos of me, or my mum when I was younger, and I look back at them, they all have this kind of feeling. Very shallow depth of field, very sharp and soft at the same time. I like the way these feel. They have a certain nostalgia to them, and it just looks really beautiful. See, there's a lot of cute photos, the everyday kind of stuff that you might be out and about in the city just taking photos or at home. But let's have a look at the fashion shoot that I've been waiting to show you. Now, I haven't been able to do this video earlier because I've been waiting until these photos have been released, and now I can show you. So this is a fashion shoot on top of a roof in the center of Łódź, Poland. Nie wiem.
Kasia, to się tak pierdolę sobie.
Right, let's look at some fashion photography. I love shooting fashion, and I absolutely love shooting in the daytime, outside, in bright sunlight, in shadows, cloudy weather, whatever. It just excites me to be outside and be able to shoot, and this 35mm did a fantastic job. The eye autofocus and the face autofocus was absolutely lightning fast. I love how it separates the model from the background, and it just gives it a really beautiful look looking through these photos here. So you've got to admit, this lens does a fantastic job. Even if the subject, the model I had in the photo shoot, is about 4 or 5 meters away, the f1.2 aperture on this, and all those photos were shot in f1.2 aperture, by the way, just to show you what that can do. It really isolates the subject, even at 4 or 5 meters. That f1.2 blows my mind, and it just makes using this lens really fun, Doing portraits or anything on f1.2, I know it may not be cinematic, but for photography, it's really great to be able to just isolate your subject that little bit from the background and have it look nice and creamy and delicious, Anyway, if you have any questions about this lens at all, drop them down below. If you did like my video, give me a, thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell, and all the links for this beautiful lens from Viltrox are down below. Do check out some of my videos for Viltrox, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.